Hello, and welcome to Shamrock Talk, the internet's #1 Mother-Son Celtics podcast. I'm your host, Jake Olin, here once again with my mother, Karen Olin.
Hello.
And today we have our first guest of the season, my college roommate from the West Coast, enemy territory, Cody Lockhart.
Hello, everyone.
We're recording this.
He does have the green on. I'm kind of proud right now.
Yeah, I do. I was say I do get the Celtic
shirt
shirt on.
Yeah,
I have a Minnesota football shirt on, so yeah, I'm the odd
That's
man
acceptable.
out here.
I'm gonna have to change the attire. It's not been good luck the last few times. I'm gonna have to choose a different Celtics shirt.
Well, we're recording this on the night of Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022, immediately following another Celtics loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Great game.
But before we get the gap, we got 3 games since we've last recorded. I'm thinking I'm going to call an audible here. I was going to go in order of the games, but at this point, let's just get the Wizards over with because there's just way less to talk about. So we can get that one out of the way, and then we can get to the double OT, double Cavs, double header. So let's get it over with. Celtics win 112-94 over the Wizards. Mom, I'll go to you first. Highs, lows, what do you got?
It was the most boring game I've watched in a long time.
It was really
I'm
bad.
just gonna put it out there. And they have played some good games against some decent teams, and I'm not sure why, but they just didn't bring it. And even Bradley Beal was not shooting great, but I didn't even think he was trying in the first half. He just looked like I don't know, like it was just a weird game. I saw nothing from them that they were a threat of any kind. So I mean, highs, it's kind of hard in that game to pick a high. So I gotta say I'm kind of at a loss with highs. You know, even their defense, I don't have highs or lows. I thought it was one of the most boring games I've watched. So I have no highs or lows. I'll let you guys kind of take it.
My high was Brogdon. Thought he was good.
Oh,
I mean,
okay. Go ahead. Go. You're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
I mean, so the Jays like hit their first like 8 shots and then just checked out. They're like, we're good. This game's over. And then
we did enough.
And the bench, Brogdon and the bench basically just took on the rest of the game. And they like, even when they were in, they were so checked out after like Tatum hit his first like 3 threes. And was like, night off. Good night. Then seemed to have slept through today too, but we'll get to that. Cody, what do you got? Anything from the Wizards?
Yeah, with that one, I mean, I kind of agree with both. It was definitely the most boring game I think I've watched of them this season. I mean, defensively, I guess I'll say it was their best game, but I think a lot of it had to do with the incompetence of the Wizards. They just, they're really bad. I'm not a believer in. I've never really been a believer in Porzingis. I just don't know what's up with him. Beal didn't look like he was even looking to play.
Agreed.
But Jalen and Jason looked really good in the first 5 minutes when they had like the first 20 points. But then they just mentally checked out. They're like, all right, we're good.
This team has no chance. If you guys were wondering, the Wizards beat the Sixers tonight. So,
I did see that. The Sixers are also a disaster.
What is going on? Yeah.
They might hire Ime. Another course. Be a fight for Ime.
I agree with Brogdon, though. I did have that.
Brogdon was good.
It was the first time I think he sort of took over for a little while and showed what he could do. So agreed. That was a good game for him.
And I will say the Wizards game was probably the one game I didn't get to watch I didn't watch the most of because it was Sunday. A lot of football going on there, and my dad was in town, so a little bit tough to watch all of that one.
Yeah, so, no need.
I texted.
But I did watch most of it.
It was boring.
All right. So let's get to the Cavs. I guess we'll go back in time a little. We can go to the first game. Cavs lose in overtime Celtics lose in overtime to the Cavs, 132-123. Mom, did you have highs and lows for this one?
So we talked about the opposing player of the week. and I'm
Yeah.
gonna pick it from that game. My
Okay,
high,
okay, obviously. You're not gonna pick
Donovan,
Bradley Beal. I would have paid him more than
Donovan
250.
Mitchell in that game, I thought was brilliant. I
Yeah.
think he made our defense, our team look. I thought he was phenomenal. He is such a great addition to the team. Today, you didn't see it quite as much for other reasons, but I think he made us look like we were standing still on defense. He just made it look so easy. So as far as a high for our team, yeah, I don't know. I was a little down in that game with our team. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
I mean, and our shooting percentage, the Jays weren't bad. I mean, they shot pretty well. Defense was just hard to watch. So I guess my high was, I think they were shooting well. I think Jason and Jalen shot well. I think our defense was. So my high was perhaps they both were shooting well. My low would be our defense. I just think our intensity was not there. That's mine.
Cody, what do you got?
I mean, I have no problem. I'd say low is 100% going to be defense. Obviously rebounding. The first game when Karis LeVert got that rebound and Al Horford just looked around and was like mad and just didn't close out on him. Then he just hit that three, like that huge three that gave him the lead or extended lead, whatever it was. It was like infuriating to watch. It was just like a microcosm of everything that's an issue with them. Rebounding and defense has just been not good. I know Robert Williams coming back is going to change that like significantly. So I'm not really worried. It's 7 games in the season, but it's definitely been a huge concern defensively. And Karis LeVert, what's up with that dude? Scores 41 points against us, and then the next game turns around and scores a point. I remember after that game, I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, this dude always scores. And I checked the box score of their next game, and I was like, a point, 1 point?
Yeah. This just clicked in my head today. He is the reincarnation of Jamal Crawford. He's like the same guy. Like the freakish, like quick shot three. He's like the same dude. It's that I was like, oh my gosh, he's like, and then that streakiness to be able to do that and score 41.
Yeah, exactly. He's just so ridiculous.
Thing.
He's like the streaky scorer right now. But yeah, I mean, high. I mean, I've liked how Tatum's looked in general. Even like, I don't know. I think he's looked good so far this year. I think he was maybe. I'm not a problem with either him or Jalen. Really, a lot of it has just been the defense just has been so bad that it kind of overshadows everything else at the moment.
He was good in that game.
Yeah.
Was good. Yeah. Game. I have no defense again. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you, Cody. Today was the first, or that was the first game, not today. The first one was the first game where Robert Williams not being there was like a big issue. It was like, oh no, like we do not have the guys.
The Cavs are just so big. Yeah.
My high was the Cornet corner 3 closeout.
Oh,
best thing I've ever seen. Blocking the rim from right under. I'm like, this is awesome. Never seen that before. He's awesome.
Can't see the
rim. Did you know
it's a great tactic.
Do you know during home games they have an ongoing segment like during timeouts called Cornet's Corner where he just like gives us take on random things. It's amazing. I love Cornet. Fun
to watch.
That alone was worth signing him again.
They're talking about how Brad Stevens had like that or retweet over the offseason, like don't sleep on Luke Cornet. And it was like an offseason workout with Luke Cornet. It's the first like Brad Stevens has had on Twitter in like years.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't have too much other than that for that game. So that brings us to tonight. Deja vu, really. Another overtime loss to the Cavs. And actually, before I say that, I had a low for last game that I'd already written down, and I'm just pausing on it because it applies to this game too. But we'll get to that in a second. Celtics lose again to the Cavs in overtime. This time, final was 114-113. A little better defensively, not as much of a collapse in OT, but just felt the same down the stretch. And my low I had last game, and applies to this game, is just we just like continuously, like the Jays have issues closing out games. Like we can't, like Donovan Mitchell, like if you have a last shot and Donovan Mitchell's on your team, you're like, let's go. Like it's his time. Like, and he did. He was super clutch. He had like 3 shots in a row, like at the end of regulation to keep them in it. I just don't like when we have a last second shot. I'm like, oh God, like it's gonna be a double cover. Tatum like heave. He's gonna make like we have no chance. We have no like we can't drop a play. Ime Joe doesn't matter. Like end of the game, Tatum's like on the other side of the court. Like what? Why? Like
Well, did you notice tonight who had the last shot?
but to not even
Yeah.
involve
It
Tatum is
wasn't
crazy.
Jason Tatum. And
Yeah,
either
but I
that
mean-
was Jason Tatum saying, man, I suck tonight and I'm not going to be able to close out, because normally he would have taken that last shot. He totally would have. And he didn't tonight. So,
Yeah.
but neither
I
one of
think-
them. Yeah. But
No,
it's just
I
funny to
agree.
say that, because normally who would it have been? It would have
Yeah.
been.
I think Jalen Brownlee just saw that they had Dean Wade on him, and I mean that's a shot that it's a shot he can make, and he makes it. But I mean, at the end of the game, obviously, it's probably not ideal. But
I just to me at least get some movement going. You can, if
Yeah,
you're not
it was-
gonna-
it was really
even if you don't
basic.
want to get Tatum the ball, like use him as a decoy. To have him stand in the backcourt and do absolutely nothing is just a bad use of resources. Like you could get a double to him, get Jason, get Jalen out the other way, still on Dean
They
Wade,
know how to
and
cut away from the ball. They don't
do something
it well.
else. Yeah,
They don't do it well.
not great.
Yeah.
But anything else from that game? Highs, lows, comments, concerns.
I thought
Um,
it was a phenomenal game. It was so
Yeah.
fun to watch. I think the Cavs are so talented.
I love that team. Yeah,
Yeah, they're
so
really
Said
good.
that last
Really
year. Do you
good.
remember last year when they beat us? I like the Cavs. I think the way they play, and now they have Donovan. I think they move the ball. They have so many
Yeah.
unselfish players. Unselfish,
Yes.
willing to go to the bench, willing to pass the ball, don't need to be high scorers. I mean, I think Donovan Mitchell changes a little bit and Garland changes a little bit, but you need those players. But they move the ball so well, so well. I mean,
Yeah.
Garland, his passes alone this game.
Yeah, the alley oop to Mitchell
Yeah.
was unbelievable.
Mobley,
It's like-
Jared Allen, like I think they're very fun to watch, and I think they're contenders for the East. I think if they
Yeah.
stay healthy,
Yeah, for sure.
and
I think they're a
Garland,
top 4 team for sure.
Yeah.
I agreed. Garland and Mitchell learn to play together. I think they're going to be, I think they're
Yeah, I would agree.
a tough team. Not to count us out, because I never. count
No,
us out.
I mean
But
Yeah, no, it's
Robert Williams
That's the
still has to
thing
come back.
figure
That's
out.
huge for this team because
yeah.
when they started killing us, in which actually one of the rare times I 100% agree with Scal, is when they play the inside out and they pound it to Mobley
Yeah.
and Jared Allen, and then bring it back to the perimeter. Like that was money, because when we went on our runs, they were just chucking up threes, missing, and then they'd establish inside and then kick it back to their perimeter guys, and
Yeah.
that killed us. So I think having Robert Williams will ease that pain a little bit, but yeah,
I
they're
agree.
a very well-rounded team all around.
last couple games, I agree. He's going to be a good addition when he
Yeah.
comes.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna be. They're really exciting right now, but they're all so young. That team's gonna be really good in the next few years too.
Yeah,
But
I know.
Evan Mobley, like there's like a couple times I think Al Horford kind of bodied him because he's just really skinny. But as he gets bigger and he develops his shot more, I love Jared Allen too. Jared Allen's an
Yeah,
interesting dude. I just love how he is in
Yeah.
general
he's
and
so
just the
goofy.
player he is.
I think
Yeah, he's
that's-
such a goofy
I've
dude.
always loved him. The fact that the Nets gave him, I've
Yeah,
always
Yeah,
so
that made no
heinous.
sense. Didn't they give him up for like nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a great player. I don't know what
was
they
it
got.
the Harden deal? It was before that, I think, right?
It's they basically gave him up for nothing then.
Yeah. They're
The
sad.
ghost of Ben Simmons.
Yeah, the ghost of Ben Simmons. Oh man. Yeah, but Donovan Mitchell, even in that game, was even like closing out the game, he was
Oh
bad
my
like
God.
most of the game. And then he just was really good. He was really
Unreal.
good at the end of regulation. Then like he had like the few defensive plays on Tatum, which I don't know if that first one was a travel or not. I couldn't really tell. They showed it really quick. But he was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like defensively, he's shown like this year, which was my big thing with him, was like if he's gonna be able to defend. And he's has the athleticism and the tools to defend, and he looks like in
Yeah.
Cleveland,
I
he's
think he
much
just
more
gave up
engaged.
last year. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that
He looks
that
he looks
Jazz
like a
team.
different player.
Yeah, he does. He looks. Yeah, he definitely is like the player of the week. He's been incredible.
Yeah. So we can move into that new segment here on Shamrock Talk that I've been meaning to start this
I just
season.
want to add one thing
Okay,
that
go for it.
super annoys me. Is when
Super
they put
annoying.
Hauser in and don't set him up to shoot. Because what
Yeah.
does he add other than shooting? He's
He
an
was
okay
terrible tonight.
defender. No, he had one shot. He shot once.
I
and it
know,
was
but
like that.
defensively,
Yeah.
he was so bad.
But that's what
he
I'm
was getting
saying.
cooked.
Is that he's not a great defensive player. So
Yeah.
if you're gonna have him come in, why are you having him come in? You want to set him up and they don't even, it's not even a thing.
Yeah.
It's not even they don't set him up in any way. Like, why do you have him come in? It drives me
Yeah.
crazy.
You know I was Team Hauser this offseason.
And
But I'm already off the ship. Put in Pritchard. I just prefer Pritchard.
Oh no,
well,
we have too many guards. You can't play.
Yeah,
I don't
but-
know. I think we have.
Yeah, but
But
if
Hauser,
can't play
Hauser's like a.
defense, then what's the difference? Like,
Yeah, but he's not like okay. But it's hard when he gets switched on to like when he gets switched on to someone like Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. Obviously, it's gonna be terrible. Like there was one play where Garland.
but I almost
absolutely
even
mixed
prefer
him.
Pritchard there. Like, yeah, it was Garland that just
Hauser only
destroyed
played
him. It
10
was so
minutes.
bad.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
yeah, I can't. I don't
you're
expect him
gonna
to stop
have him
Garland.
in. You've got
He has
to
to shoot.
set him
Yeah.
up. You've got to set him up. Just a couple shots. I'm not saying the whole time he's in, but you have to have a couple plays where he is open. And it's not even the case. You can still tell it's Tatum time or Jalen time, and he's just running around. Like, why is he out there? Like, if you're not going to use him offensively, you can find a better defensive player. Like, it drives me crazy. And his percentage is very, very good. So give him a chance. Set him up a couple times. Yeah. I don't get that whole thing. So
I agree.
yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna play that many, if he's gonna play that many minutes, he needs to get more than one shot. If he's not doing anything else, he's not out there for defense or anything else.
It just happened to be open. It was not a play for him. Set up at least 2 plays for him while he's in there. Let him try. Let him, I don't know. Just it drives me crazy. But anyway, otherwise, find somebody who's better defensively, because if you're not going to set him up, why play him? So anyway, that is something that drives me crazy.
Good point. Yeah. The Hauser watch 2022.
And I think he's a great shooter. I think that his percentage is very high. The one game that brought him down were, again, these last minute passes to him where he had to shoot it because the buzzer was they're like no setup, no play for him, and they just happened to pass it to him a couple times and he had to huck it up because there was no time left on the clock. So, but his percentage is very high. I say bring him in for those few minutes when you need some shooting, set a few plays up for him, draw the defense out on him. Maybe we'll open somebody else. I don't know, but you got to use him better. It's a waste in my mind.
I also
weak.
Forgot to mention, going back to the Wizards game, that game was so over by the first quarter. We had a lineup in at the end of the first quarter that had Pritchard, Hauser, and Cornette.
Yeah.
All white lineup at the end of the first quarter. The first quarter. That's how bad that game was. Man.
Yeah, it was. I'm not sure. That was not good. You know who I thought played really well tonight was Grant Williams. I thought he really contributed and had a good game tonight.
Agreed.
Why did we not pay him? I think someone's gonna pay him in the offseason. Like, he's really good. I don't understand why he didn't get paid.
He's a great bench player. He contributed tonight. He works hard. He makes a difference. He did a good job.
His attitude is slowly getting on my nerves. It's a little.
He complains way too much for a non-star. The complaining of stars annoys me enough, but I mean, he complains way too frequently.
Today he was in like Missoula's face to get a
he
review,
was like,
and I was like,
review.
He has to review every play. It was the first quarter. We're not reviewing your like ticky-tack foul.
Second quarter. What?
Brutal.
And then at the end,
he was good.
Were you in your mind yelling timeout a few times? Like, what is it that they're not calling timeouts?
Missoula, I guess he just doesn't he likes to ride the storm.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. When we
That
went down
run,
like 10,
not
and they went on like that
12-0
6-0
run.
run, and
Yeah.
they went on like the 6-0 run in like 20 seconds, so they didn't call a timeout.
No,
I remember they
it's like,
said that again in the Cavs game. I think that happened.
Yeah.
yeah,
First one.
I'm like, what
It's
are you
interesting.
doing? Like, yeah, a lot of times I was like, timeout, timeout, timeout. Even at the end of regulation, when we were coming down, there was a time and I was like, why aren't you calling timeout? Like, you have the timeout. Why aren't you calling time? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
Saving it for when Jaylen Brown dribbles the ball as soon as he gets a rebound when we have 2 timeouts left for whatever
And the
reason.
other 3 players, the ones without the ball, are like,
Timeout,
oh,
yeah.
no,
He
timeout.
gets it
Even
and
the
immediately
bullet.
puts it on the ground.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
And that's the experienced NBA finals team. Oh, yeah.
7th game of the season though.
I do think the Cavs team
Shock
is
after that.
a good team, and I think you're going to see them pretty high in the East.
I really like them.
Hands down, I think
Yeah,
they
they're
are
good.
I already
a good team.
I already so regret a lot of the decisions in our prediction
The ranks?
podcast.
I know.
Oh,
Our
boy.
initial ranks.
But
I want to go
yeah,
back.
it's not good. I had the Sixers at like 3. Oh goodness. I already regret that.
Yeah, the Sixers could be good though. It's
Nah,
early.
I'm
It's so early.
After game 1, I was so out of them. Like, oh, James Harden still doesn't play defense.
Oh,
Should
they're
have seen that one coming.
Don't worry.
It's-
He'll play defense in the playoffs. He just won't score more than like
Yeah.
15 or 20 points.
Yeah.
Like, how did I buy James Harden off-season stock? Like,
Well, Ben
stupid.
Simmons. Oh no, sorry, Brooklyn. Oh yeah,
Ben
that's
Simmons been
another
terrible.
topic. All right, so you
All
run
right,
it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
another
We'll
whole
start
topic.
the train. Yeah. Well, all right. So finally, we'll start with our new Shamrock Talk segment, opponent of the week. Highlight an opponent's player that we all like. Doesn't have to necessarily be the best player. I'm sure we'll have a lot of similar ones this week. Mom, why don't you go first to open us up?
Donovan Mitchell. I don't think he was as good this game for me. But I was listening to ESPN and they were talking about Garland coming back and how it was going to be a transition for the two of them to play together and I thought he did a great job stepping back and Garland kind of did his thing coming back and they'll figure it out. But I think the first game they played us, he was phenomenal and he just makes things look easy. He worked so hard. He's so strong and he plays good defense. I just think he's a good player all around. Yeah, so I think.
Cody, who do you got?
I'll probably go with, it's weird with they've been really good, but like Darius Garland, every single time I see him play, I'm just like there's just something, he's so good. He he's very small, but like even defensively, he has good positional defense. Like he just knows like passing lanes. He's got such a tight handle. He's I remember watching him last year and like as he was like coming up and was like an all-star, I was like, oh yeah, this dude's like pretty decent. Then the more I watched him, I was like, holy crap, this guy's incredible. And like he was just today start off the game so hot. And then down towards the end, he like wasn't even really trying to score as much. He was just setting up like their comeback. I think when they went on their final run in regulation, when they took the lead, he had like 3 assists and like a 3 or something. Him and Donovan Mitchell just like completely controlled the game. And he's just, they're going to be really good, mainly because of this year, because of those two. Darius Garland is incredibly good. He like every single time I watch him play, he's like more impressive every single time.
Agreed.
Yeah, I had Evan Mobley, and then after today I deleted it and wrote Donovan Mitchell. But I'll go Mobley just for the diversity. He wasn't great today. He I don't know, just kind of quiet. But I think his potential is like through the roof. I mean,
yeah,
the way he faces up and dribbles sometimes, and like has a handle of the ball for something that big is like freakish. And yeah, I don't know why they don't run him like a pick and roll more, like with him or like with Mitchell or Garland. Like if they could get him to be a little more of like a rim runner. Yeah, if they could just get him to be a little more of like a rim runner. Yeah, and then kind of he can do his own thing when he needs to. Yeah, I think he could be freakishly good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cavs are going to be really good.
Yeah,
They're going to be
it's
so good the
freaky.
next couple of
It's
years.
freaky.
Yeah,
They're all so young.
Agreed.
crazy.
All right. Next on the agenda is the next chapter in the Ime Udoka saga. Heavily reported this week, he will be the next coach of the Brooklyn Nets.
Ugh.
Maybe that'll
So
drop officially
hilarious.
tomorrow. But
Because Stephen
what
A.
the heck is
2
going
weeks
on?
ago, 2 weeks ago had that crazy theory. Don't you remember?
I know
Stephen
you
A.
sent me
said-
this.
Yeah, said he has a crazy theory. That was the title, has a outrageous theory or something of why they didn't fire him, why they just suspended him to keep him from going to the Nets. That was
Oh yeah.
Stephen A. Smith's theory, is that he thought he would go to the Nets.
Well,
And I
clearly
said,
it didn't
"That's an
matter.
interesting theory." Yeah.
Clearly
Yeah.
could have got him anyway.
The Nets are doing their due diligence, quote unquote.
All right, yeah. I don't know what's going on. Why did just fire him? This was a whole circus for no reason. We still don't really know what happened.
Yeah,
And
they'll never release it.
no, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words at this point. Is if he's on the sidelines and which could be what? When's their next game? 2 days.
By the end of the weekend. There, yeah.
It's the
I
craziest
can't
thing.
even imagine the
Suspended
Celtics
for the year.
when they come and play at the Garden.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine the crowd. I can't imagine.
Kyrie and Ime in there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild.
They play the Wizards tomorrow, so he probably won't be there for that. That's too soon.
Yeah, I don't know. They haven't even confirmed. But
Charlotte Saturday back to back. So probably be Monday at Dallas. Probably be his potential first game.
Yeah. I want to say that he's the right coach to be in that locker room, but then at the same time, I'm there's so much dysfunction. Adding him cannot be good.
Yeah.
No,
I just don't the Nets front office seems like it's just a mess. I don't know what they're doing, what's wrong with them.
No.
They are just a disaster there. I don't know what they should just try to sell off everything, just completely restart.
I mean, they what is there to sell off? You can't.
I don't know, but everything is a disaster. There's a new controversy with Kyrie every other week.
Yeah,
Kevin
no
Durant just doesn't seem like he wants to be there.
Of the Kanye of NBA, doesn't he?
Yeah, he just says ridiculous stuff.
Yeah.
But getting in trouble with every social move that I don't know. He's
the best with him though is he does that, and then in the press conferences they ask him, but he's like, "What do you mean? I didn't do anything." Wait a second, wait.
You know what you
he's
were
speaking cryptic.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm just a human being on Earth," and it's okay. Wait a second.
Yeah, he released a statement
donation. Did you hear? So there was some donation
him
at
and
this
the
point
Nets
because he got himself in trouble with that movie.
Yeah, they both donated $500,000 each, and he said that he's he doesn't support anti-Semitism, and he's I'm just here to kind of a bright light in the world.
Yeah, he said all groups that are.
Oh yeah, all groups. Yeah,
he didn't even come out and say who it was.
Yeah, that's true.
All groups that are oppressed. I'm contributing.
He's all people, all race, all religions.
Yeah.
You have to wonder if he gets a deal next year, and who. There's just, but that's what I'm saying. But the Lakers, how much is the Lakers going to give him? You can't give him a max. You cannot, under any circumstances, give him a max deal. You'd be out of your minds.
Yeah,
I mean, trade it for I don't know.
It just draws crowds. I don't know, but
you can't.
I agree. I agree. I don't know why anybody would pay him, but he's
Kevin Durant.
He's talented.
He just must be every day.
Yeah.
He must meditate.
Yes. Someone tweeted. It was Gerald McCoy, the former D tackle or DN for the Bucks, was man, someone needs to get him some help. And he quoted him. He's like, man, I'm getting paid a living to play basketball. He's like, please stop this. So he's probably sitting there trying to keep his cool, but he's just sitting there this is BS.
Yeah,
watching the Warriors go to the championship last year and his disaster. And
playing with Kyrie. Kyrie's not playing half the time. Even when he is playing, he's just still getting himself in trouble. He just has to watch James Harden want to leave. Ben
he's
Simmons
just not
is
as
terrible.
James Harden actually was 100%
smart-
correct with everything. He was like, I'm out of here. This is
He's like, get me out.
Yeah.
He's like, please get me out.
he did everything in his power.
I have a question for you. Do you feel like in the last few games, I don't know how much you've been paying attention, but is there a different philosophy for the refs, the officials this year, in calling fouls tighter early in the game? Like I've never, one of those games, it was 20 fouls in the first quarter, 20 fouls.
Oh,
And I didn't
what?
think it was super rough. It was just almost like,
That was the first Cavs game, wasn't it?
yeah, it was like, what is
Yeah.
going on? Like, and dumb fouls that last year at the beginning
Yeah.
of the season, they were not calling. Remember that new let them play philosophy? I don't think that is a thing anymore. I think
Well,
that's
it could be
that
we
lasted
could be
like the
used to
first game.
playoffs. Yeah, we could be playoffs is different. And we
I
watched a
don't
lot of
know. I
playoffs, so
thought
maybe
it
it's
was
just a
mostly
transition back to
deep.
like
I don't know, but I
Yeah,
just
but like
think that
they're
super tight calls, like I don't know, guarding
I-
fouls. And then as the game goes on, when they're shooting, the tight fouls are no longer being called. But at the very beginning of the game, I don't know if it's set the tone kind of foul. I don't know, but it just seems like things that we weren't watching before are now being called right away.
yeah, like at the end of the game on the end of the regulation when Tatum got that dunk, like you definitely could have called a foul on Jared Allen.
Yeah.
I don't think they should have called a foul, but you definitely could have. And then on his contest on Donovan Mitchell, he like
I know, he
landed technically
totally
in his
did.
airspace.
He totally
And I'm
did.
like,
He
and I'm
landed
like, that
on him.
is one like who I mean, Grant Williams got that foul on Darius Garland in the first quarter. Then he didn't even touch him.
Went by
Didn't
him.
even touch him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I'm
some
like,
of that,
they
I don't
definitely
know.
don't call it in the crunch time, which is good. But like,
Yeah.
I think the problem with the NBA players is that it frustrates them because there's hasn't been consistency in officiating like quarter, like from the beginning to
Ever.
end in
Yeah.
years. It's not consistent. And so players
Shooting
just
fouls,
don't know what to expect.
Shooting fouls, I get a little bit more. These were like guarding fouls.
Yeah, like
And
ticky tack, like off the ball,
yeah,
or like they're just
you
like kind
know,
of touching them.
bumping,
Like
a lot of bumping each other, or you know, trying to stay on your play. Just weird calls. I think that they didn't call. I don't know. it just
NBA
seems-
officiating always frustrates me. I don't know. I feel like they never. I feel like NBA officials have a really hard job, but I also think that they're just very inconsistent. It's really frustrating
I don't
from from players from every aspect. I feel like it's really frustrating to watch.
Yeah, it just seemed like they were calling it a lot tighter than in the beginning than they were last year. I don't know, and I don't know if you know how those things like today. I think they talked about travels before because how many travels were
Yeah.
called. And these are people that do these things all the time. These aren't new.
Brogdon got called for the palm, and then I guess Jordan Poole got called for it like 3
Yeah.
times, and I think he's been called for it like consistently throughout the season. Like I think he's been called for it. Like they're just, I don't know. Players will adjust to like things like that, but I mean the fouls and stuff. It could be like what Jake was saying. It's definitely a more physical brand in the playoffs, but like maybe the players and the fans, we still have to adapt to it. I don't know. It's weird.
It just was interesting. I don't know. There were many calls that I was like, why are they calling?
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's all I have. Cavs.
All right,
yeah. They made us look a little slack.
They're
I'm
awesome.
not gonna lie.
I'm a fan of the Cavs.
I was like, they moved the ball incredible. Some of their passes, I was out loud. Oh my God, good pass. Great pass. Great pass. Yeah. So
Yeah, they moved the ball really well.
Even when we were like on runs in both games, I just felt like we were losing. It's like
yes,
it just doesn't
like,
feel
they
feel
immediately
like
made a
we
run
had
after. Like I just
control.
knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Agreed. I don't think we ever really had control. Like I felt like I don't know.
Yeah, we'd go on a run. Like we'd go on a run and like we'd be down like most of the time, go on a run, take the lead, and then they would just immediately go on a run after and just retake the lead. And then we just have to play from behind for like an entire quarter, and then we take the lead again for like a minute, and then same thing. It just kept happening. We definitely didn't have control of that game, any of them.
And I don't think Williams is coming back till what'd you say after the All-Star now, right?
Christmas All-Star. Yeah, that's what Shams at one
What?
point did say. Yeah.
We need a good trade.
I thought they said 6. I mean, I know that there hasn't been like an update, but I remember when it first happened, they were saying
It
like
was 6 to 8
6
weeks.
to 8 weeks.
I
but
heard
that was like,
Shams on a podcast say it was like could be. I think all worst case was All-Star break, but it could be
why did
that
they
far.
wait so long to have surgery? I don't get that. It was the knee that was bothering
Yeah.
him in the playoffs, right?
So yeah, we talked about this a couple episodes ago. I think my theory was they thought it was going to heal on its own, and so they said just rest during the off season, and heal it. And then they got to like training camp. He got into the building. He's like, it's still not good, and they're like, shit, you need another surgery.
They like not keeping tabs on it. Like I just don't understand that.
Well, I
Like,
just think they were trying to avoid another surgery, and it just got to the point where they couldn't, and they were like, well, we just we don't have a choice.
yeah.
So
Shoot
it
him
is
up with
what it is.
cortisone and get him in there.
Again, I'm fine with playing the long game there.
Just shoot him up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was about to say, yeah, he needs
We're
to
winning enough
his
games.
injury history.
We're
Yeah.
winning enough games. Just, I mean, my only concern there is
As long as they can manage Al.
exactly. I was about to
Yeah,
say,
you
like,
can't be playing
takes
Al
all
like
the bullets.
35 minutes. You can't
No.
let him
What did
do
he play
that.
tonight?
He has to be.
Yeah, what did he play tonight?
41.
Yeah, he
Al
can't play
played
41
40.
minutes.
Yeah,
Where's
wait.
Cornette?
And he played, let's see. I mean,
Why
he's
isn't
played-
Von like I don't know? Vonleh feels like he's still getting adapted from his China league, but I mean, just let Vonleh play. Like
Yeah,
screw it.
Vonleh's-
It's the beginning of the
I
season.
Vonleh's the
agree.
black Tice. That's also our new thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's the
they,
black Tice.
Yeah.
what did he play?
Bring Tice back. Trade for Tice. We can do it again.
Where is he?
Get him from,
Nice.
he's on the he's on the Pacers. He's not playing for them.
Oh God. We can't
Yeah.
trade for
So
him though,
tonight was
technically. Until
39.
Oh yeah, we
minutes.
have to wait. We'll get him at the
Yeah.
trade deadline.
yeah, legit.
What'd you say, Karen?
Tonight was 39 minutes. First time we played them was 42 minutes or 41 minutes. Yeah, I mean, he's playing a lot. I agree with you. We are not
Yeah, he
managing
needs to not.
at all.
What they'll
So,
do
yeah.
is they definitely rest him on back to back, so they'll do that, and they'll
Yeah,
probably
against the-
and down the stretch of the year they'll definitely keep him fresh. He'll be playing like no more than like 35 minutes,
He
like
looks
at the end of the
good.
season.
Moving wise, anyway, he looks good.
Yeah, that year in OKC really did him wonders, not doing
A little
anything.
bit of rest. Yeah.
Do you
He's
know?
gonna-
I think they mentioned on the broadcast now, like 20 of his first 26 shots this season were threes.
Oh yeah,
Crazy.
nah, I
He
mean
shot his
I liked him.
first. He shot his first free throw of the season tonight. That's wild.
Alvin,
Yeah, I liked him in the
Yeah.
paint.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand why
in the
he
paint.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why he's relegated to the 3-point line. Like he can
I
score.
agree.
He's like he's our only big that's consistently down there.
Agreed. And
That
he
can
matches
consistently.
up. He's body wise, he matches up okay, like you said, against Mobley. Mobley's kind of skinny. Not as big
Yeah.
as Al. And Jared Allen.
He took it at Allen a couple times, and I was like,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know about that one as much, but he can still score. Like he scored on Allen a couple times, I think, in the paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just.
All right.
I mean, yeah. If we can get him and Rob to the playoffs without them being completely beaten down, it's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Last thing on the agenda, looking ahead, next game, Friday versus the Bulls. After that, a back-to-back at the Knicks on Saturday. And then Monday at the Grizzlies. That should be a good one. Revenge game versus the Bulls after our epic claps. Comments,
Not good.
concerns.
I think beat the Bulls.
Yeah, I think they'll bounce back and they'll beat the
I think
Bulls.
they're gonna be very high intensity after this loss.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to be more locked in. I feel like they're definitely like, I feel like they came in today and they were kind of had the intensity to begin, but I feel like it kind of fell short quickly. So I feel like they're definitely going to be more locked in. Like they're not playing up to their standards, especially defensively.
Yeah.
I feel like
Tatum's
they're going to,
defensive intensity today was pretty poor. He
At moments, he had moments of good.
he came into the game so we make a run.
yeah,
He comes into the game in the fourth quarter and immediately lets Karis LeVert drive by him. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Immediately
There are
Karis
times-
LeVert gets a step
there
on
are
and gets fouled
times-
and goes to the
I'd
line.
love to show the clips of him stepping aside. Like he doesn't want to get
Yeah,
hurt.
He
Like, there
never
are
wants to
moments.
get dunked
And
on.
then he has other ones where, different situations where he had some moments where he worked hard tonight. But
yeah,
but
he
there
had
are-
a few. He had
But
the
he-
one where he blocked Kevin Love, where someone it was a terrible defensive
Yes,
possession
that
from the
was a great
beginning. Everyone
play.
was all over the place, and
Yeah.
he just left
I mean-
Okoro because Okoro's not going to hit a shot.
yeah, No,
he's had some moments.
some good moments, but
Yeah.
inside the lane when somebody is coming in, he honestly, I would love the bloopers of him stepping aside, literally sideways and lets them go because he doesn't want to take the hit. Like it gets painful, but yeah.
That's why I love Jared Allen. Jared Allen doesn't care. He'll take anything.
Yep.
Cornette too.
Yeah,
Cornette.
Cornette.
I love Derek White. He'll take any hit. He'll never touches them with his hands. Grant Williams, same thing. That belly goes out there and he just lets him bounce off it. Like 9 times out of 10, no hands. No,
There's just no reason that if, like, as I said, Al's playing too many minutes.
Yeah.
And when they put in the Jared
Al
Allen
does not
Mobley
take a hit.
lineup, when they put the double big lineup in, there's no reason Tatum can't bully Mobley around for little. He's 6'10". Like, come on. Like, I know you're not.
Yeah, you're stronger than him
you're not
too.
big,
Like,
but yeah, like he's gotta be a body sometimes to use that size.
but I think the belief is that he doesn't want to I don't know. I think the idea of him is he's probably doesn't want to do like the regular season 82 game wear and tear.
Sure.
Like I feel like that probably has something to do with it. He's probably not trying to get like the miles because I think his thing is he's probably thinking to last to the finals.
I mean, I agree.
Physically worn down.
Yeah.
To where like he had the injury thing, but I don't really.
But if Al has to do it, we're screwed anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why don't we just like throw Vonleh in there or something? Like, we need more big guys to play like big minutes. We need like Vonleh and Cornette to play more minutes. Like, it's like
is Dwight Howard
I
on
don't
a
think
team?
it's worth
Where's
it.
Dwight Howard?
He's not on a team.
Wasn't.
I don't think he
last I knew.
is.
Last I knew. Just a wall. You see the wall there.
Dwight Howard. DeMarcus Cousins got signed, didn't he?
Did
he? I don't know. Maybe he's a free agent too.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Just bring somebody in.
I just think a good practice of how to move
he's on the
off
Nuggets.
the ball and have Brogdon, White, and Marcus pass to you. If you could just move off the ball instead of all the ISO, I'd be super happy. That's my wish. 50% of the time, 40, give me 30. 30, I'll take 30. Move, cut off the ball, get a good pass.
He's not on the Nuggets.
I'd be happy. I think that would make a big difference, but we'll see.
Well, he was on the team last year, but
All right.
Yeah, no, he's not there. Anything else for those last 3 games? Bulls Friday, Knicks, Grizzlies.
I think we'll beat the Bulls, and I think we'll beat the Knicks.
yeah.
So
Grizzlies, who knows with
we
them?
play the Grizzlies
They don't really
well,
have anybody healthy. Yeah, they don't. I mean, they're not healthy. Like they don't really have like
any team that doesn't have a big guy. I'm not really concerned about. Like we can just we have too many guards and wings to throw at people. The key to beating the Celtics is having a guy that can eat you down low. Because we're too elite on the perimeter defensively and offensively. Like there's just no guards and wings that are gonna beat us in the league, really.
Yeah, I agree. Depth wise, it's gonna be definitely difficult to find another team.
You can just like have fun jaw with Smart and then White and then Brogdon, and then if you get a pick, you have like Jaylen Brown or Tatum. That's tough. It's tough.
Or he's just going to score his points. I mean, he is. He's going to score.
He'll get some, but it's going to be tough sledding all night. Yeah.
As long as you can shut down the rest of the team, or
Yeah, Joe will go to the line like 15 times for whatever reason.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's it. That's Shamrock Talk.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. I know it's been a very long time.
Yes, a very long time.
Next time Jake is back in the States.
Yeah. Yep. We'll definitely get you on again this year.
Yes.
A few other guests to rotate in. We got to get Joe back. Joe is a Grant Williams hater. Wait till we get him on. He is on Twitter ranting about Grant Williams all day.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll have some.
His attitude and his chippiness gets to me, but I think he's a good player. He's a good bench
player.
Yeah.
But you can follow us at Shamrock Talk Pod on Twitter, at Shamrock Talk on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, worldwide. I'm working on a website. It's a real hassle. just bought the domain on the wrong site and I have to transfer it and it takes 60 days. It's a whole ordeal, but
Our
we will have a
fans just
website.
chomping at the bit.
Yeah, everyone's clamoring for the website, but that's it. Go Celtics. We'll see you next
See you
week.
next week.
Anything else to
Go
plug,
Seas.
Cody? What do you got?
Nah, I got nothing to plug. Nope. Go Seas. That's all.
Go
Yep.
Celtics.